Ladies and gentlemen, there is an old saying, no matter how fierce a tiger is, it never harms its own cub. Tom Cruise is a man the whole world admires. On the movie screen, he is a hero. He is the man who fearlessly hangs from airplanes, jumps off cliffs, and runs into burning buildings to save the day. But there is a heartbreaking paradox that few people truly understand. This man, who can conquer the entire world in the movies, has not dared to walk through his own front door to see his daughter in over 12 years. Today, little Suri Cruise is no longer a child. She has turned 19, and recently, she made a decision that shocked everyone. She decided to drop her father's last name and take her mother's name instead. This wasn't just a rebellious act of a teenager. It was the final drop of water in a glass that has been full for a long time. It is the result of dark secrets that this family tried to hide for years. What are those secrets? Let's find out together. Part 1. A childhood in a gilded cage. Suri was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, but it was a spoon that fed her a bitter reality. To the outside world, she was the billion-dollar baby, draped in designer Armani dresses before she could even walk, flying on private jets to castles in Italy. She looked like a little princess in a fairy tale. But ladies and gentlemen, we often forget the darkest part of those stories. Princesses are sometimes locked in towers. For little Suri, the luxury was a trap. While other children played in mud and scraped their knees, reports say Suri was treated not as a child, but as a small adult, an ancient spirit in a tiny body. According to her father's beliefs, she wasn't allowed to just be a kid. There were no tantrums allowed, no messy mistakes. She had to be composed, perfect, and silent. We all saw the photos of the crowd surrounding her. We thought they were nannies, assistants, or kind maids there to care for her. But the terrifying truth is much different. They were watchers. Insiders revealed that these caretakers were allegedly members of Tom's organization, placed in the home like guards in a high-security facility. Their job wasn't to hug Suri when she cried. Their job was to monitor every breath the mother and daughter took. Imagine the confusion of a 4-year-old girl. She lived in a house full of people, yet she was profoundly lonely. She could sense the fear radiating from her mother, Katie. She learned to read the room before she learned to read books. The tension was suffocating. Reports suggest that little Suri was subjected to questions that no child should ever hear. The nannies would reportedly ask, "What did mommy say on the phone today? Did mommy cry? Who did we see at the park?" She was unknowingly being used as a spy against her own mother. Every innocent word she spoke was written down in knowledge reports and sent to the organization's leaders. Suri lived in a golden prison where trust did not exist. She looked out the window of her penthouse, watching other children holding their father's hands, laughing freely, while she sat inside, surrounded by toys she didn't want, under the cold stare of strangers who pretended to be her friends. She had everything money could buy, except the one thing she needed most, a childhood. Part 2. The Midnight Escape and the Secret Phones. By the time Suri turned 6, the air in their Beverly Hills mansion had become toxic, but it was a specific discovery that finally turned Katie Holmes from a submissive wife into a desperate mother. She uncovered a terrifying plan. The organization was allegedly preparing to send Suri to the cadet org. This wasn't a summer camp. It was a secluded training facility where children as young as 6 are reportedly separated from their parents, forced to sign a billion-year contract, and stripped of their individuality. Suri, innocent and unaware, only knew that the house had gone quiet. She could feel her mother's trembling hands as Katie brushed her hair. She saw the tears her mother tried to hide behind forced smiles. The little girl was living in a pressure cooker of fear she couldn't understand. Imagine this: living in your own home, but having to act like a spy behind enemy lines. The press later revealed the heart-pounding reality of those final weeks. Katie knew every landline was tapped, every computer monitored by the security team. She had to play a dangerous game. Her father, a divorce attorney, orchestrated a covert operation. He secretly smuggled disposable burner phones to her. Picture Katie, a world-famous star, hiding inside her walk-in closet, buried under piles of clothes, whispering frantic plans into a cheap flip phone. She had to hire a secret apartment in New York, move money around without raising alarms, and pretend to still be the perfect wife. One slip up, one overheard conversation, and Suri could have been taken away instantly. Then, the moment of truth arrived. Katie waited until Tom was thousands of miles away in Iceland, filming Oblivion. It was a tactical strike. In a blur of chaos that must have terrified little Suri. They didn't just move out, they fled. Suri was pulled from her bed, leaving behind her customized playroom, her pony, and the only home she knew. They didn't take the private jet, they took commercial flights and taxis. Blending into the crowd. Suddenly, the princess was thrust into a small apartment in Chelsea, New York. The luxury was gone. Suri was no longer protected by layers of security. She was thrown into the middle of a media storm. It was a heartbreaking trade. A life of billions for a life of freedom. If you agree that Katie made the right choice, that a child's freedom is worth more than any golden cage, please drop the number 2 in the comments right now. Let's show that we stand with them. Part 3. The pain of separation. After the escape, a cold silence settled over their new life. Suri paid a heavy price for her freedom, the total erasure of her father. Since 2013, Tom Cruise hasn't just drifted away, he became a ghost. There have been no public photos, no visits, and no phone calls for over a decade. Let's stop making excuses. People say he is too busy filming. But Tom Cruise owns a fleet of private jets. He can cross the ocean for dinner if he wants to. The distance wasn't geographical, it was intentional. He simply chose not to come. The real reason is a chilling church policy known as disconnection. Because Katie and Suri left, they were likely labeled enemies of the faith. The rules are strict. To protect his spiritual standing, Tom had to cut them off completely. Faced with the choice between his organization and his own flesh and blood, Tom Cruise made his decision. He chose the church. Suri didn't grow up poor. Tom's child support checks arrived faithfully every month, but she starved for love. She lived a life of cruel irony. She would walk past newsstands and see her father's face on every magazine cover. She watched him hang off skyscrapers in Mission Impossible, risking his life to save strangers on screen. Yet he wouldn't cross town to see her. Suri had to learn a brutal lesson in silence. That the man who loved the whole world couldn't find room in his heart for her. She had to dry her own tears and learn to become her own hero. By officially changing her name to Suri Noelle, she sent a final, powerful message. She is no longer defined by her famous father, but by the mother who saved her. Tom Cruise may be a hero on screen, but in real life, he failed his most important mission, being a dad. Suri's story proves that DNA doesn't make a family, love does. Do you support Suri's decision to find her own peace? If yes, hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.